The eyes of the hockey world are set on Stockholm. We are in the second round of the Stanley Cup playoffs in our first season in this experimental franchise mode. And we have to play the Arizona Coyotes in round 2. You know the lineup. If you watched at the end of the last episode, you know the point totals. But we will quickly scroll through here. The only line change is we put Pontus Aberg back on the third line and dropped Sundqvist down to the fourth line. Aside from that, we are good to go. Let's take a look at the team we will be up against in round 2. They have better ratings than us everywhere except in goal, which is a little bit surprising and potentially, a little bit of an opening there for a little bit of optimism that worked out well for us in the last episode. Now, John Tavares is very obviously their captain, and he is currently on their top line with JT Miller, who had 5 points in the first round. How many games did they play? 6 games. So 5 points in 6 games. Tavares with 7 points, and Jaromir Jagr with 8 points. Damn, not a bad top line at all. Second line, Anthony Beauvillier, nothing in the first round, with Sam Reinhart and Marian Hossa, so a decent mix of veterans. Third line is Zach Kassian, Matthew Perreault, and Connor Brown. And the fourth line, Carl Soderberg, someone we were looking at, Patrick Berglund, somebody else we were looking at, and Jesse Puljujärvi. So it's a decent mix of veterans and young players. Not the strongest team on paper, but they did win 51 games. They won them. I mean, you can't take that away from them. They won 51 games for a reason. Defensively, they have Dion Phaneuf on the top pairing with Kevin Shattenkirk, Brady Shea with Connor Carrick, and Josh Morrissey with Kevin Miller. The goaltending, it is Calvin Pickard, 86 overall, and .931 save percentage in the first round. Steve Mason, the backup, no injuries, but Dylan Strome and John Gilmore are the scratch players. We, of course, are still without Hampus Lindholm. How big of an impact will his absence be on our team? I mean, it's going to be, it's going to have a major effect on this team, obviously, but can we overcome it like we did against the Flames? It is time to find out. Let's do this. Game 1 of the second round. Let's go. First period. And that's not bad. That's not a bad start. Well, it was a bad start. 1 minute and 16 seconds into it, Sam Reinhart scored. But then under 30 seconds later, or just over 30 seconds later, Victor Arvidsson tied this game, and then Andre Burakovsky gave us the lead. So 2-1 after the opening 20. If I sound a little bit off, it's because if this is my last video that I'm recording for the day. My jaw feels like it's about to fall off. So I'm sorry if I'm a little bit off and a little bit scatterbrained. Back on topic here. Second period, scoreless. Not bad for us. Let's go. Third period, we still have that 2-1 lead, and now it's 3. Andre Burakovsky, well, that didn't last too long, did it? John Tavares scores. Right now, Burakovsky has the GWG in the books. We're halfway through the third. Can we get a little bit of insurance? Yes, we can. It's Adam Larson. Of all players, Adam Larson. Oh, shit. Tavares is taking over. Tavares is taking over. Will he run out of time? Yes, he will. Victor Stalberg, the empty netter. And the Stockholm Kings have taken game 1. How do you like that? Great night for Burakovsky. Larson with the GWG. Victor Stalberg with that added insurance. A 5-3 final for the Kings. Tavares, your first star. Can't really argue against that. Burakovsky, the second star. And his line mate Arvidsson also had a 2-point night. So how do you like that? Game 1 in the books. And we have a lead in this series. Crazy. Crazy. I very well could have seen us, getting swept by Calgary. But then to beat them, and then to take the first game in Arizona, we have momentum. That's all it is, man. We have momentum, and this team is set up to surprise. Let's hope we can continue that trend. Game 2, first period, and wow, with 1 second left, Zach Kassian scores on Robin Lehner. That is rough. That is very rough. Second period, can we bounce back? Are you kidding? What? Twice? Are you fucking... I'm done. I give up. The series is over. I quit. I quit. Are you what the fuck? I'm dumbfounded. Cassian and Yager with 1 second left in each period. That is insane. That is insane. And if it wasn't so early in the morning, I'd be just flipping the hell out. But I have a bit of sympathy for my neighbors. Oh my god. Let's just start the third period. I don't know what the hell to say. I don't know what to say. Oh my god. This is one of those times where I wish I was a type of YouTuber that could just feign this excitement and this high energy. That's just not my style. I can't feign that. This game's over. We're getting our asses kicked. I'm just dumbfounded. Rather than sitting here and screaming like, oh my fucking god! I'm just, no, it's not me. I can't believe it. My reaction caters more to face cam, where it would just be me just deadpanning at the camera. Just dead expression. Jesus. Well, Game 2 didn't go as well as I was hoping. 36 save performance and the shutout for Calvin Pickard. 1 second left. That's insane. And for that to happen twice. Crazy. So we dropped Game 2, but now we gotta look to rebound. We are on home ice for Games 3 and 4. Let's see what we can do. Let's get right into it. Why not? First period of Game 3. That's better. Victor Arvidsson, 4:44 to go in the first period. Beautiful. Beautiful stuff. Good goal for Arvidsson. Can we keep that up in the second period? And Carl Soderberg and Jaromir Jagr. 2 goals, 25 seconds apart. Huh. That's not very good for momentum now, is it? That's not very good for momentum. We have an early power play that we can't do anything with. I mean, we were that close to having the 1-0 lead heading into the third, and then instead to be down 2-1 is tough. Kempe's goal helps. He ties this game up. We're down to the final stretch here. Power play goal for Arizona. And then Connor Brown just over a minute later. That'll do it. Again, 2 quick goals for the Coyotes. That's the difference maker. A power play goal for Hossa, and then another quick goal for Connor Brown. And all of a sudden, take your pick. We're down 2-1 in the series, and suddenly my optimism is just a little bit lower than what it was. Why am I not allowed to hit the A button on this? What? I'm gonna glitch out? Trying to hit the A button to hit simulate, but that's fine. I can back out really quick, and you know what? I'll take the opportunity to look at the lineup. That's fine. Maybe EA is trying to tell me something. So goaltending, Robin Lehner hasn't been as great this series. Defensively, that second pairing is abysmal. All right, that second pairing is abysmal. So we need to change that. And I'm going to put Clayson with Folan. And we'll have Dahlbeck with Lucas Bengtsson. And we'll hope for improvement there. Offensively, still no goals from Landeskog. You know, you're really fucking me over here, pal. You're really fucking me over here. Oh, God. All right. Second line, still doing okay. Third line, not terrible. Auberg hasn't really done anything, though. Shit. You know what? We'll stick with it. We'll stick with it. We'll see if that defensive change is enough to get a little bit of spark going for this team. It is Game 4 on home ice. We're in a pretty similar situation. We need to win this game. I don't think we have another comeback in us. I just don't think that's the case. So let's go. Game 5. First period. Right. Well, that's not good now, is it, Marian Hossa? We outshot them 16-6, but Marian Hossa gets the opening goal. Second period, can we turn it around? No, we can't. Stahlberg tied it, and then Marian Hossa gets 2 more goals and completes the hat trick. Oh my god, 2 goals in 45 seconds for Marian Hossa. Whew. That's the difference, man. We don't have those big-time difference makers. JT Miller makes it 4-1. And Nordstrom gets a goal back, which is nice. And then Miller scores again. Okay, well, guys, I think, we got that moment. That moment from beating the Calgary Flames. But that's all it was. The Arizona Coyotes are putting us into check. We are not at that level yet. And while I still don't think I still don't think their team is that great on paper, and I accidentally hit over one too many times, sorry. Well, I still don't think their team is that great on paper, and actually that was Game 4. Did I say that was Game 5? I think I said that was Game 5. Sorry, Game 4. Getting ahead of myself there. I mean, we're probably going to lose in Game 5, too, to be fair. To be fair. The Islanders swept the Jackets. Bruins and Leafs tied at 2 apiece, and then each Western Series is at 3-1. Is this going to be the last game of our inaugural season with this team? It's definitely looking like it. Robin Lehner hasn't gotten it done. I mean, it's obvious he's the goalie that gives us the best chance to win, but I'm almost tempted to just throw Allmark a bone here and give him a chance. What do we want to do here? What do we want to do? Burakovsky hasn't been terrible. Neither has Arvidsson. Nordstrom and Rasmussen, though, have made for a good pairing all year. So I'm going to do something crazy. I'm going to put Landeskog on the second line. I'm going to actually put Adrian Kempe or Eriksson Ek. Eriksson Ek has 3 points. Kempe has 4. No, fuck it. Let's put Rodin on the top line. We'll keep that, and we won't keep the third line the same. We'll put Victor Stahlberg up there. And yeah, fuck it. Why not mix and match a little bit? We might as well see what we can do here. Christian Folin has had a pretty rough postseason so far. Pretty rough indeed. So let's go. Oh man, what do we want to do here? What do we want to do? Let's reunite Bengtsson and Clayson. I'm going to put Folin on the top pairing with Hedman. And we'll see how that goes. And we will keep... Yeah, we'll keep Robin Lehner in. I mean, he still gives us the best chance to win. He had a great year, for the most part. Probably the reason why we're in the postseason at this point. But I think we're just delaying the inevitable. It is time for this series to come to an end. Game 5, back in the desert. Who knows where their arena is at this point. First period of Game 5. And, I mean, alright. Connor Brown got the opening goal, but then 25 seconds later, Landeskog gets his first of the postseason, and Rasmussen gives us the 2-1 lead. So 2 goals from that new second line. Alright, that's gives me a little bit of hope. Second period, can we hold on to the lead? Yes, we can. And that sets up this third period. Will it be the last 20 minutes of our season? We have the lead. We also have an early power play chance, a 5-on-3, in fact, that we couldn't do anything with. We have another power play that we still apparently can't do anything with. Then Landeskog scores after. Oh my god. How did we not get a power play goal? Oh my god, what is going on? These new line combinations working out tremendously. Whether they really thought we were dead in the water like I did, or whether our team just came to play, we're still in this. Landeskog, a 2-goal performance, and then Anton Rodin on the top line also gets a goal. It's a 4-1 victory. How do you like that? 2 goals for Landeskog, a 2-point night for Rasmussen, and 22 saves for Robin Lehner. And the Stockholm Kings are still alive and force at least one more home game. Game 6, back in Stockholm. We're going to stick with the team that just won, obviously, so let's do this. Game 6. Game 6. We'll just keep breezing through. First period of Game 6. And John Tavares scored. 18 shots to 5. Every time I start to get a little bit of optimism here in this episode, it just kicks me right in the ass. Second period. And it's over. Berglund and Reinhart. Let's in the third period. We put up a fight. We put up a fight. Not much of a fight. Be like Scrappy-Doo going up against a lion. But we put up a fight. You know, we scratched him a little bit. You know, bit his paw. So, I mean, he's feeling it a little bit. But overall, the season ends on a whimper. Another shutout. A 4-0 victory for the Yotes in Game 6. And our first season comes to a close. I was going to interject and watch them celebrate. But, you know, yeah. I was thinking to myself, like, yeah, you know, maybe jumping into it, you know, seeing the arena one more time and watching them celebrate would be a nice touch. No, let's just end it. The season's over. Let's just end it. Sim to the end. Take a look at who won some hardware. And that'll be it for our first season. And then, of course, and actually, you know what? I will take advantage of scouting the SHL again really quickly. I was scouting the CHL leagues because occasionally a Swede pops in. There's not as many creative players in the first draft, but still, I figured it was worth taking a look. But, hey, we won 6 games this postseason. We won a series against Calgary. That is more than I thought we'd accomplish because who honestly expected us to make the playoffs when we traded away the players that we did? We were without our second best defenseman, arguably our second best player on the team. And wow, the postseason ended quick. The Islanders and the Gulls are your champions. The season ended on May 30th. That was early. Damn, but there you have it. The New York Islanders are your first Stanley Cup champions. And we'll take a look at their stats, or their team, and see what a Stanley Cup winning team looks like in year 1. So for forwards, Phil Kessel, Henrik Zetterberg, Jason Spezza, Ryan Getzlaf, Eric Stahl, Jordan Martinook, Versteeg, JT Brown, Joel Armia, Laurent Dauphin, Brandon Tanev, and Brandon Peary. I mean, some good high-end talent, but I'm a bit surprised. Defensively, Shea Weber, Jake Gardner, Dmitry Orlov, Brian Dumoulin, Adam Pelech, Eric Johnson, and Eric Gustafsson. Not terrible. Pretty good defense. The goaltender, Craig Anderson. Craig Anderson, a .931 save percentage, a 16-4 record in 20 games. The New York Islanders, your Stanley Cup champions. And for the hell of it, I want to look at the San Diego Gulls, who had Jared Coro between the pipes. Nicholas Hansen, Ian McCoshen, Jesse Graham, Stephen Johns, Jonathan Racine, Kirill Tulipov. I just wanted to see if any, decent players got stuck down where they shouldn't have been, but yeah, I'm a bit surprised they won as well. They did have Mike Scarbosa, Jack Roslovic, Tom Kuhnhackl. They had a pretty decent team. Rhett Rakshani. Wow, I didn't even know he was still in the database. That's pretty crazy. But there you have it. I do want to take a look, though, I should say. One more time. We'll take a look at our final stats. Our final stats from this postseason. Dennis Rasmussen, most points for a forward. Nordstrom up there as well. Landeskog, pretty disappointing. Arvidsson, Burakovsky, Anton Lander didn't do a whole hell of a lot. Defensively, Victor Hedman, of course, led the way. Everybody else really, really struggled. I mean, Folan picked it up, but Klaus Dahlbeck had a pretty rough postseason. And Robin Leonard finished with 420 saves, 912 save percentage. Right. And of course, the Ontario Reign were booted out in the first round of the playoffs. I don't much care to look back at their season. But I am a little bit concerned, too, because of the amount of players the game signed for me on the Ontario Reign. It's going to be a problem unless I just say, hey, the Swedish rule doesn't take effect for the AHL team for at least a year. So that way I can sign those players and then get rid of them to clear up that space. That might be something I look at doing. I will let you guys know for sure if I take that route. But Arizona made it to the final where they were swept by the Islanders. Nice. And Rockford, who eliminated Ontario, didn't make it out of the second round. But let's take a look. President's Trophy went to Columbus. We'll take a look at the awards. Patrick Kane for Winnipeg won the Art Ross as well as the Hart Trophy. Victor Hedman won the Norris. All right. Feeling pretty good about our number 1 pick. Patrick Kane wins the Lady Byng. Austin Matthews takes home the Calder. Craig Anderson the Conn Smythe. Devin Dubnyk wins the Vezina. Yeah, Dubnyk. I'm going to go with Dubnyk. William Jennings Trophy to Martin Jones and Semyon Varlamov. Nick Holden the Masterton. Kopitar wins the Selke. Kane Lindsay, and the Rocket Richard to Vladimir Tarasenko. Down in the AHL, Sam Anast, who is normally with the Minnesota Wild organization, wins an award. Teddy Bluger, I think it's Bluger, I have no idea. He plays for Pittsburgh, though. Anas, Taylor, Parker Gahagan, Jared Coro, Peter Solark, who actually went back to Providence, Kukkonen, Sparks, and that was it. So, yeah, nothing for Ontario. Maybe not all that big of a surprise. Guys, that'll do it. Our first season is in the books. Successful in one way, maybe not in another, because we might have to fight to get some decent draft picks. We do have a couple of decent options in this first draft, and I'm going to do everything I can to build through the draft. And, the road got a little bit more difficult with the postseason run that we made, but we will make it work. So yeah, in the next episode, look forward to the draft, and then, of course, our first offseason with the team, where who the hell knows what's going to happen. We got a lot of players to resign, many options on the free agent list, I'm sure, and then whether or not I sign those players that are stuck on Ontario, I'm not sure. It's going to be an interesting offseason in our first go-around with Stockholm, but as I said, guys, that'll do it for this one. If you did enjoy, of course, make sure to hit that like button if you haven't already to continue supporting this channel, and the subscribe button as well. Give that a click if you haven't hit that yet either. Greatly appreciated as we approach yet another milestone for subscribers. It's looking good. I'll catch you guys, though, in the next episode of A Nation United. Take it easy. Great outro. Not really. I was undecided on what I wanted to say, so now I'm still talking. Later. Goodbye. Stop watching the video. Just kidding, don't. Okay, I'm done. This is dumb. Goodbye.